It gets even wilder with Flightless Bird because she's now posted a non-apology, which I'll talk about in a second, but I actually want to talk a little bit more about the video she posted last night, revealing that this is all a reenactment. The way she spoke in that video showed that she did not feel guilty at all, nor did she even consider how this would be harmful or have a negative impact on people. She talked about this with with this air of lightness that's honestly very similar to the way that Blake Lively is talking about it ends with us, not really answering questions, making it about her wardrobe. Flightless Bird is making it about this performance art, whatever. The way that she talked about it was just shocking, honestly. And I think hurt her credibility even more because it wasn't like, hey, I did this and I'm sorry and I shouldn't have done this from the beginning. It was like, I did this and you should be okay with it because I thought that this would be helpful for me to heal and it would be an advocate, a way for me to advocate for people going through this. And when people who had gone through this were like, no, this is not a good way to advocate, you're doing a bad job, her reaction was to turn off her comments and then also turn off her stitches and her duets so that people cannot actually give her feedback. She turned her comments back on, but the stitches and duets are still off. And then she's only engaging with people responding positively to her in the comments. She was not engaging with negative comments last time I checked. Or if she was, it was negative comments that were disputing a part of her story and she was arguing with them that actually did happen. It just happened in January. But again, why would you believe her? Your credibility is totally shot now because you lied about something so massive. You tugged on the heartstrings of people. You manipulated people. Why would anybody believe anything that you're going to say? But anyways, let's talk about the non-apology. So it's very telling to me anytime someone posts a apology and they do not have their stitches or duets off, because in my opinion, first of all, you cannot come to the full conclusion and understanding of something of this magnitude or impact it's had on a whole community of people who are already traumatized that you re-traumatize. You cannot understand the depth of the harm you caused in 5 hours. You need to take time, take a beat, listen to people, listen to victims. She is clearly scrambling because she's realizing no one's going to believe her now and she's going to lose this platform that she just built. So she decided to make this video, but she didn't, her apology was basically the epitome of woman tears. She kept going on and on about how she didn't intend to harm people and that she is so disgusted with herself that she didn't realize that this would be harmful, yada, yada, yada. It's fishing for people to be like, you didn't know, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. It's not actually taking full accountability for the harm because she's doing it in a way that is victimizing herself. And then she says in that apology that she's not going to take the videos down and she's going to keep her account up because she wants people to still have this as a resource, and she also doesn't want people to think she's dirty deleting it. But to me, that just says you're going to monetize this. You know that because you've basically rage baited a bunch of people are coming to your profile now, and you're going to get all these views on these videos, and that means you're going to make a lot of money off of them because she's got enough followers that she can monetize her content. And while I'm not sure when she gained enough followers to be able to monetize and which videos the monetization started at, it still is weird to me. And people are telling her in the comments, you need to at the very least change the caption and update it to be this is a reenactment or something. But in my opinion, that's still not good enough. You need to delete all those videos that are acting like this is actively happening. And if you want to re-record them and tell the story as a story time of what happened in the past, whatever, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to interact with that because you've lost my trust at this point. But that's the only thing I could think of that's the appropriate thing to do here. Really, I think that she should delete all the videos and take a break and not post anything on social media for a long while. And then she also kept saying in her apology, she kept asking for people to basically do even more emotional labor and tell her how she can fix this. That's not their responsibility. But also, there have been plenty of people who have made videos saying that already, how you would fix this. Hell, I'm doing it right now. And it's your job to do the work, to find those people and listen to them and listen to the advice they have to give you on their platforms and give them the credit like tagging them after the fact, by the way, that you learned this from them, etc. It's your job to do that, not to ask them in a video to give you that advice in your comments. One, because you're farming engagement. Two, you're expecting them to bring their emotional labor to you when no one deserves your emotional labor and no one owes it to you. And it's clear that you do not recognize that, because the summary of this whole thing has been that you think you're entitled to the emotional labor of everybody and anybody because you're struggling emotionally. And that's just not true or fair or respectful of other people's time and experiences and expertise. So I do not forgive her. To an extent, it's not my apology to accept, because I have not ever had a spouse have psychosis or a manic episode, nor have I ever had psychosis or a manic episode. But as somebody who is a victim of DV, like my parents were a DV situation, who has witnessed very scary things happening with their parents and talked about that publicly, I do not forgive her for the way that she has now harmed the credibility of all victims. And she clearly has not done enough work and learning to be back on this platform apologizing yet, or trying to maintain her platform. And I have unfollowed her, and I do not plan to engage with any of her content from here on.